what's going on, my peoples? It's your boy, Mr. OBF, back one time for your mind. Welcome to the OBF, the network, people. Make sure you guys hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell button so you guys get the live streams when we go live, people. And if you can, donate to the channel. Go to OBF, the real Cash App, and donate to the channel, people. We highly appreciate anything you guys could donate to the channel. All right, man. Diddy got found guilty, people. We're gonna talk about it. We're gonna get into it, and we also gonna talk about top 5 women MCs. We're gonna get a little bit into that. But yeah, Diddy got found guilty, people. Let's get into a little bit more. He didn't get found guilty on everything, but we're gonna get into how much time he may be facing. And the charges that he got actually found guilty of, and the ones that he did not get found guilty of. Shout out to my brother Game in the building. What up, Game? Shout out to Dexter in the building. Yeah, listen, we're gonna get into that. We're gonna get into a lot of that shit with this Diddy thing. But let's get into the verdict is out. Let's listen to what he's been found not guilty of and what he has found guilty of and what leads, how much time it leads to, possibly, right? So let's get into it.
This is monumental, Elizabeth. We've been covering this case for 2 months, really for more than a year at this point in time. We are seeing about the actual verdicts here, and just for the, I would understand. Count 1 was the most serious charge, carrying up to a life sentence. He has been found not guilty of racketeering, conspiracy, RICO. Not guilty.
Now let me just say this. My honest opinion, but not even honest opinion, it's facts to back this up. I believe the real reason why Diddy did not get found guilty of that, because how can you RICO one motherfucker? If you look at how the RICO is set up, it is for a gang of motherfuckers, right? You got the head leader. It's like, all right, it's like John Gotti. You think John Gotti the only one went down? No, they wanted John Gotti. Some people did testify against him to get lesser time or didn't get no time. But a lot of them motherfuckers that was a part of his RICO all went to jail with him. They all went to court with him. Like, you get what I mean? So I didn't see how you could give one man a RICO charge without other co-conspirators, players in the game. Like, you know what I mean? Other people that was a part of this shit. Right? Like a lot of people that testified testified against Diddy, some of them was people that set shit up for him. Like, as far as this shit that they claimed that he was doing. Right? Like, I think one of his long-term assistants that still was with him, it was a whole bunch of fucking people, and a lot of them were supposed to get charged, but they wound up didn't. A bodyguard, it was a couple of motherfuckers. Even one of the prostitution dudes was supposed to get charged with this shit, but they didn't do that. So that's why I didn't understand how can you charge him with a RICO charge. That shit didn't make any sense. Then they were talking about it's an enterprise. No, this nigga is just a fucking freak. He just like fucking around. Listen, people, we do have legal prostitution in the country. If y'all don't know, go to Vegas. I forgot the white dude on the Bunny Ranch or some shit out there in Vegas that just passed away a couple of years ago. His ass. You think he wasn't trafficking women from other states to come and have sex in Vegas? Like, honestly. He was doing that. Go watch that shit. That's why I told you that whole shit of him sex trafficking is a bunch of bullshit. I still stand on that. I don't give a fuck. Listen, I don't give a fuck about the situation about Diddy made them have sex and all this other shit. That's a crime. That's what they should have charged him with. But they didn't. They charged the man with sex trafficking. Sex trafficking means, bro, Diddy was sex trafficking, making all these women to go have sex, which he wasn't. Sometimes Diddy would set this shit. Listen, let me explain something to y'all. He was setting this shit up. It wasn't like they didn't know about it. The women that claimed all this shit, Cassie, all them. It's not they didn't know about it. They still went along with this shit. They're talking about, oh, they were scared of Diddy. Listen, let me explain something to y'all. Let me tell you how much this case it genuinely bothers me. Cassie was so feared, right? Claim. Her family went along with it. Her mother and her father went along with it. Knew Diddy was doing this shit, and they did nothing. As a fucking parent, I don't give a fuck how powerful Diddy is. You doing that shit to my motherfucking kid? I'm putting you on blast. Matter of fact, you better hope I don't kill you. So don't tell me how afraid. So that means the parents was afraid. I'm wondering why the parents didn't take the stand. Because they knew that Diddy was whipping her ass. They knew Diddy was out here having freak-offs with her. Nobody talks about that shit. And people are like, well, can you sit here defending Diddy? No, I'm not defending Diddy on shit that I believe he should have got arrested for. But they didn't do that. Sex trafficking? Nah, fuck out of here. Listen, none of those charges of sex trafficking would have even stood in court. That's why he, mind you, the shit that they charged him with, that motherfuckers had a real issue with, the sex trafficking, he got found not guilty of it because on its own of looking at it without the RICO, sex trafficking, not you go. Let's go ahead and do that. You just charge him with sex trafficking. That shit goes. He gets found not guilty, and Diddy walks without the rest of them charges that they've made up. You can't RICO one motherfucker for RICO. It was other people involved. People, he had his assistants setting this shit up. You remember what's his name? Excuse me, Jeffrey Epstein. He got the same shit. He got a RICO charge. The woman that was with him, she got charged. She in jail right now. That's how a RICO is supposed to work. Diddy is the only nigga that's going to jail. Think about that shit. His assistant don't go to jail? You think that woman that was with Jeffrey Epstein, she wasn't a little afraid of Jeffrey Epstein? Jeffrey Epstein turned her out. I know all you fake ass feminists and women gonna sit out there and Kenny, you wrong. I'm not wrong. Listen, I said this to my wife. Me and my wife agreed. 5 years of what Diddy did to her, that's all Diddy. After that, 5 years, she was involved. She was okay with a lot of that shit. Maybe not all of it, but a lot of it. At this point, her and Diddy is like a toxic couple. You can have two toxic people in a relationship. One could be a little worse than the other. But at the same time, they both. My bad, people. The fucking internet acting up. I think it's good rate thunderstorm. Let me see. Check something. Yeah. A little thunderstorm coming. God damn it. I might switch my internet over. Give me a second. Let me switch my shit over real quick, y'all. Give me a second. Switch my shit over. I don't want to keep dealing with this fucking internet bullshit. Give me a second. All right, people. My internet should be fine. All right. Give it a little second. Sometimes internet act a little switching over like that. Shout out to my brother LT in the building. What up, L? Shout out to my brother LT again. Yeah, listen, she's a part of that shit. Like, I don't give a fuck, bro. Like, yo, listen, it's people in jail right now that didn't do some of the shit that the people that they was with, and these niggas are in jail right now doing serious time. The only problem is in this situation is that the only person that seems like they were supposed to have got hurt by this was the women, right? So not even say supposed, but was the women, right? Was the ones that was doing the freak offs. So that's part of what that is. But I always tell people this, like I've been at parties like that. Like I threw parties like that. Like not to probably the extreme or on the same level as Diddy, right? But I do shit like that back in the day, right? And when you listen, if everybody is comfortable of doing some shit like that, like it is people out here now, like people are more freakier than they used to be, right? They're probably not more freakier, they're just probably more open with their freakiness. But it's a lot of fucking people that's out here got they women having sexual encounters with other men, prostitutes, and watching and sitting back or joining. Like it's a lot of that shit going on. But this whole narrative that, you know, a lot of these women are playing victim to a lot of this shit is bullshit to me. Cassie, listen, in the first 5 years, yes, she was a victim. If y'all charging them with that, yes, I agree. But then you shouldn't ignore the other 5 years that she was going along with this shit. And listen, I'm gonna explain something. If we would have never seen that goddamn tape of him beating her ass, which is wrong, and that's what his ass should have went to jail for, my honest opinion. If we would have never seen that, if this shit, they would have RICO'd this shit and did this charge, Diddy would have got found guilty of all that shit. Because it was two other women that said that the same shit happened to them of what Cassie, the same shit with Cassie. The difference was that video came out of Diddy whipping her ass in that hotel. So she was more believable. That's the only reason Diddy, because of some of them charges that he got found not guilty, it was something with those women. But the one that he got was because of Cassie, of that fucking video. If we never seen that video, he'd have got found not guilty of all this shit. This is what I'm trying to tell y'all. He wasn't making this woman have sex with prostitutes. Oh, he was drugging her and shit like that. Well, listen. What the fuck? Why you think people would even do freaky shit like that? They gotta be high. She stayed around. She was threatened. Listen, I'm not saying this is not possible. I'm saying for 10 years? And listen, and let me just say this. I'm not saying some of that shit that Cassie is saying ain't true. I believe a lot of that shit is true. The problem is that at a certain point, you are participating. And I'm not victim blaming him. People, this is just facts. This nigga could not have this much fucking power over you. You know how Diddy would have got ridiculed 5 years ago, 10 years ago with the Me Too movement? His ass would have been up out of here. They'd have been canceled Diddy. That's why I said, y'all gotta, I'm trying to tell y'all, man. It probably was even worse for Diddy. It probably have been even worse for Diddy if this shit was in that, when the start of the Me Too movement. His ass would have been up out of here. Diddy wouldn't have never seen the jail cell. I mean, would never seen seen outside of a jail cell if this was 10 years ago. I'm telling y'all that now. And it was crazy because the shit is not a conspiracy theory. The crazy part about this whole shit is that all of a sudden Cassie comes out when Diddy gets to beefing with them rich people, them white Europeans. And when he got to beefing with them, all of a sudden that tape comes out. All of a sudden Cassie puts a lawsuit out. I'm sorry, the lawsuit comes out and then the tape comes out. All of a sudden. Yeah, all right, y'all. Let's get back into it. Oh, shit. Dang.
Of sex trafficking of Cassandra.
Hold on, yeah. Fuck.
She testified for days. We're also learning that he's been found guilty of the transportation to engage in prostitution count involving Cassie Ventura. He has been found not guilty of sex trafficking of Jane, who is the girlfriend that he was dating as well, and guilty of the transportation to engage in prostitution. Now, Elizabeth, this is very, very significant. We had an inkling yesterday when there was a hung jury on the initial.
And I'm telling y'all, the only reason that Cassie, because she, if you heard it, I'm gonna go back. Let me go back so y'all can hear what she's saying about them charges, the ones that he got found not guilty of. Them other charges was the ones that was had something to do with 50 Cent baby mama and another chick. And then the RICO charge that the jury, they was already uncomfortable with them charges, uncomfortable with that RICO charge. They was uncomfortable of RICO in him, giving him that RICO ticket. That RICO charge would have put his ass in jail for the rest of his life. Just that one charge would have put him in there for the rest of his life. The first charge. Now, I think it's the second charge and the fourth charge of where it has something to do with 50 Cent baby mother and the other chick with the sex trafficking thing. But the one with with Cassie, which was the third charge, they found him guilty of because I'm telling y'all, because of that goddamn video that came out on CNN when he beat her ass on tape. That's the only reason he got found guilty of that. I guarantee you that shit wouldn't have just, that whole Cassie shit, that jury wouldn't have felt good about themselves if they didn't find him guilty of that. I guarantee you. That's the only reason they probably did that. Because then you know that the tape is there, and now it's believable that this nigga was doing that to her. Like she was scared of this nigga, and that's why, you know, this whole point of making her have sex with prostitutes is more believable because you seen the video of like this nigga whipping her ass. So imagine she told him, no, I don't want to do this. But shit that we didn't probably see behind the scenes, he probably whipped her ass. So that's how the jury mind is working. So imagine if you didn't see the video. Would you believe that Diddy did that shit? Mind you, there's no evidence of it. There's no evidence that Diddy was sex trafficking anybody or making her do anything other than what the two, I think it was one or two prostitute dudes. But the one of the dudes said it seemed like she was in control. He wouldn't say nothing. He would tell her certain shit, but she kind of was, you know, orchestrating this. Well, kind of not orchestrating it, but kind of running the shit. He was orchestrating it, but she was telling him what he can and can't do. So it was almost like they was in that shit together. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. Shout out to Big Tim in the building. What up, Big Tim? Nah, I mean, he did, but I get what you're saying. Shout out to my brother Bell in the building. What up, Brother Bell? But let's listen to this shit once again so y'all can understand what I'm saying.
This is monumental, Elizabeth. We've been covering this case.
Because one thing that I do when I talk about a lot of this shit, because I don't talk about shit I don't know, right? Or I ain't researched, and I can't. If I can't comprehend something, I'll let you know, or I won't talk about it if I can't comprehend it until I figure out how I can comprehend it, right? A lot of niggas talking about this shit, but they not being real, because they not comprehending. They just trying to read some legal shit, but I'm just telling you, just think like this shit don't make sense. Or this do make sense, or this is why that happened. This shit happens for a reason. But listen to how she breaks down the charges and who the charges that Diddy was charged with, the ones he didn't get found guilty of. And it's going to make sense to you of what I'm saying.
For 2 months, really for more than a year at this point in time, we are seeing about the actual verdicts here. And just for the, I would understand, count one was the most serious charge, carrying up to a life sentence. He has been found not guilty of racketeering, conspiracy, RICO. Not guilty.
Now, hold on. Now, that's one. That RICO shit I'm telling you about. You can't, that's, the jury was already deadlocked on that. They was already like, they don't think that they could, you know, all agree on that. Because if you understand a RICO, why is he the only one? And if you're sex trafficking, right? You're going to have more than 3 women that you're sex trafficking. None of this shit seems sex trafficking to me. This just seems like he got some women that was vulnerable, or he threw money in their face, or whatever, and they went along with a lot of the shit that he wanted to do because he was a powerful man. And I'm not saying he didn't use his power to coerce them to do it, but that's not sex trafficking to me. But I'm telling you, they was deadlocked and found him not guilty just because he was the only one looking at a RICO charge. A RICO charge, you got the boss, the motherfucker you want to get, but there's a whole bunch of other motherfuckers that's going down with it too. But it's not that in this Diddy case. And I guarantee you that jury looked at the fucking prosecutors like, y'all trying to pull a slick one on us. I guarantee you. But that's that first charge, that RICO shit. Let's move on.
Has also been found not guilty of sex trafficking of Cassandra Ventura. She testified for days.
That's the one, I don't know if that's 50 Cent baby mother or the other chick, but that's one of them chicks that when the evidence finally came out and Diddy people was like, listen, they was all with this shit. Nobody made them do nothing. Mind you, they didn't have enough evidence to say Diddy made them do anything. This is not like the Cassie shit. They went off of that video with Cassie. Was like, if he can do that, imagine what he was doing behind the scenes and making her probably do shit with them prostitutes. Because he beat the shit out of her like that. I'm telling y'all that's why he got found guilty of the Cassie shit. But if there's no video there, he's getting found not guilty just like this woman and the other woman was. All them charges is gone. Even, I think the fifth one might be even gone. He might get found guilty of not that one too, if it wasn't for the Cassie shit. But let's move on.
We're also learning that he's been found guilty of the transportation to engage in prostitution count involving Cassie Ventura. He has been found not guilty of sex trafficking of Jane, who is the girlfriend that he was dating as well, and guilty.
Told you, the two ones with the other girlfriends, that they was girlfriends, just like Cassie was. The difference was she had a video, they didn't. That's the difference. You remember all them tapes that they said that they most likely had a Diddy with all these other fucking celebrities and all that other shit? Where they at? Remember niggas was like, Diddy stupid. He got them tapes laying around. They ain't probably seen none of them damn tapes. Diddy probably left all them goddamn tapes with parties. Wasn't no freak offs, just parties. People probably dancing sexually and shit like that. Because if they had it, people, it would have been out. It's not like the Epstein list. We know that shit exists. We know who's on there. Damn near, we basically damn near know who on it. It's different with the Diddy shit. They didn't have the evidence to charge him or even leak that bullshit, because if they would probably leaked it and there was a whole bunch of celebrities on there, it could have fucked their life up. Them prosecutors, the government. I guarantee you. People would have been, they'd have got sued. I'm telling you. And the motherfuckers like, oh, just because I partied with Diddy, that mean I was a part of the freak offs? If they'd have put that shit out there, because that could damage these celebrities' reputation. So that's why y'all ain't seen none of that shit out there. They got tapes. It ain't them freak offs. Because listen, I don't know why y'all think Diddy this damn stupid. Listen, he probably got recordings of the Cassie shit freak offs. The thing was with Diddy, the dude said he didn't even know it was Diddy for a long period of time. He didn't know who the fuck Cassie was. And Diddy was wearing a mask and all of that shit. He said he didn't even know who Diddy was at first. Even when he knew it was Diddy, the shit still didn't get out. Y'all gotta use y'all brain on this shit. Don't let the media fuck y'all up about this. Have y'all twisting and turning, trying to make it complicated. It's not complicated. None of it. Listen, Diddy ain't supposed to got found guilty of none of this shit. My honest opinion. The only reason the third and I think fifth charge he got found guilty of is because of that video. If that y'all we'd have never seen that video, no, he wouldn't have got found guilty. People, come on, the fuck out of here. They didn't have enough evidence. Still to this day, they still don't have evidence other than some witnesses. Let me tell you why they ain't have no evidence. I'm gonna prove the point to you. Do y'all know that Diddy, after the prosecution did everything they did, had all the people to testify, Cassie, everything, right? When they rested their case, what do you think Diddy people did? I'll wait. What you think he did? What you think that his lawyers did? They rest their case without even calling anybody. Because they knew the charges was weak. They knew they ain't had no fucking evidence. None of that shit makes no sense. Diddy ain't take the stand. Diddy ain't have nobody to come on the stand to defend him. Nothing. Soon it was Diddy's time to defend himself. He said, his lawyer said, we rest our case. So only thing Diddy lawyers did was do the opening statements and the last statement. That's all they did. They did nothing else. That's how you know that these charges was weak and they made this shit up. Because of them white Europeans that wanted to get Diddy ass. All of a sudden, they had this video over almost 10, 15 years, and the video pop up all of a sudden. Are y'all crazy? Come on, man. Use your brain, man. This ain't no conspiracy theory shit. You just look at how the shit happened. And if I'm the motherfucking judge, which I believe the judge might get Diddy about 15 to 20 years. I'm just telling y'all that. Because the judge should have been through this case out. He should have been through it out. Just off of the evidence. Like at this point, grand juries in some of these cases is irrelevant. The grand juries. Like, come on, bro. You know everybody watches social media. Everybody know who Diddy is. Everybody watch these cases. Like, stop. Grand juries is almost damn near irrelevant at this point. So it takes the judge to kind of use his common sense and be like, hey, man, nah, this shit don't stand right. Use y'all brain, man. This shit, listen, I'm not saying Diddy ain't do bad shit. I'm not saying he probably ain't do some of this shit. But you gotta have evidence to lock a motherfucker up for some shit. And when I look at this case, they had no evidence other than that tape. And it's been proven. That's the only reason. That's the only thing Diddy basically got charged for because of that Cassie tape. That's it. That's the only reason he got found guilty of two accounts. That's it. And they had to deal with Cassie. Come on, man. If you gonna do that, you should have brought domestic violence and all types of other fucking charges. Abuse, all that. Man, anyway, man. Shit, you could have even brought in rape. Make more sense to me. But this shit here, nigga, bullshit.
Of the transportation to engage in prostitution. Now, Elizabeth, this is very, very significant. We had an inkling yesterday when there was a hung jury on the initial RICO charge, the most serious, that there might be an actual acquittal there or a hung jury. The prosecution insisted on having it keep going. The defense wanted it to keep going. And now we know they have a result. It is a not.
Yeah, because it's hard. Listen, if you only got one motherfucking person in a RICO charge, it's hard to do a RICO charge. The shit should have been like the grand jury should have been, nah, this is all y'all got? Who else y'all got? Who else? A RICO charge? One motherfucker? That's the only person going down in a RICO? Nah, we can't do that. We dismiss it. That's what the motherfucking grand jury should have did. But like I said, we live in different times now. Let's move on.
To verdict, talk to me more broadly here, because the prostitution acts, people thought it was kind of low-hanging fruit. He was found guilty of those, but not sex trafficking of Cassie.
This is the best possible outcome for the defense. This is what, of course,
because it's not sex trafficking. It's not sex trafficking. Anytime in that situation of her getting into that situation, even before she get on it, listen, Diddy left her alone and then called her and told her, look, we gonna do this and we gonna do that. And then she would fly or go with him or meet up with him, and they would go do this shit. That's not sex trafficking, bro. Okay? Sorry to tell y'all that. Listen, I get that she might have feared Diddy and all that other shit, but at a certain point, if you didn't want to be a part of this shit, you don't have to be a part of it. Now, mind you, she said Diddy drugged her and all this shit. Well, that means she should be addicted. So we should have heard that she went to some type of rehab. She didn't. You ain't heard that. So what, is she really was that drugged, or was she drugged? Like, come on, man. Yo, use y'all brain, man. Seriously. And listen, this is not the victim blame. This is not to act like Diddy didn't do some fuck shit. I'm just saying, we're talking about the law here. We're talking about common fucking sense, too. Some of that shit don't make no sense. A lot of it doesn't. But anyway, let's move on.
they wanted a full acquittal. But if you're not getting a full acquittal, this is what they wanted. Their client is now not facing life in prison. He is facing 2 separate charges that he was convicted on. Serious charges. They each carry a maximum of 10 years. So this isn't nothing that we are talking about.
Actually, believe it or not, unless the judge is willing to throw the book at Diddy, which both charges, 10 years? Diddy might do 10. That's, to my honest opinion, that's throwing the book at him in a way. Because if like, so basically you give me 5 for 5, 5 for 5, basically, like 5 for 10, right? On both charges, you give me 5 years. He's going to do about 80% or 90% of that time. It's a federal charge. So that means he's going to do at least 7 years. That's still a lot for me. Sorry. Now, if they say, if the judge is more lenient, he might say, look, I'm giving you 3.5 for this or 2.5 for that. Diddy might all together make concurrent. Shit, Diddy might do another 2-3 years in jail. Maybe. I think he can live with that. And like I said, if we accept snitches coming home, nigga, I'm accepting we got a felon as running the country. I'm good with back embracing Diddy. Hopefully he changed his life. The fuck are we talking about? Y'all want to talk about how bad motherfucking Diddy is? Trump damn near got the same type of shit in a way. So, come on now. And we know you're part of that Epstein shit. And we know Donald Trump like little girls. Come on now. This motherfucker the president, but we can't. as the black community, we can't accept Diddy back? Nah, bring Diddy. Come on, Diddy. Come on back home. Hope you got your shit together, nigga. Now you learn. Stay amongst your own. I ain't mad at Diddy. People act like I'm supposed to be upset at Diddy. I'm not. If he homosexual or not, I don't give a fuck. Hope you get your shit together. Now you see all that money you had don't mean nothing. All that so-called power you had don't mean nothing. Come on home, nigga. I ain't mad at Diddy like that. I'm mad at some of the shit that he most likely probably did, but I ain't mad at him like that. And then, listen, and let's move on.
But the most serious charges he has been acquitted on, as Laura said, days of testimony from Cassie Ventura, from Jane, Cassie being on the stand for 4 days, Jane being on the stand for 6 days, these women crying, breaking down on the stand. Well, guess what? The jury did not believe.
And let me say this too. The cross-examine shit of Diddy lawyers helped him. That's why I believe that they didn't even try to bring anybody to the fucking stand. Because the cross-examine shit probably helped them in their favor. They probably felt like, hey man, them jurors, they know what's up. Just being real. Shout out to Dexter. Yeah, listen, he beat them. Listen, the only way Diddy didn't beat the feds if that fucking judge give him 20 years. He say, look, I'm giving you the whole 10. So that means if he get 10, I mean if he give him the max, which will be 20 years, 10 for each. That means Diddy probably gonna do about 15 years. And that means he didn't really beat the feds in a way. Because I don't believe Diddy should listen. I believe he should do some time for some of the shit that I think he did, but not this extreme to 10, 15 years. No, fuck no, hell no, no. Give Diddy about 3, 4, maybe 5. I'm good with 5. Had the fucking Christies out here scamming people. Them bitches. Never mind. We got a felon in office, but okay, cool. But nah, give him about 5. I'm good with that. He probably gonna do 5, maybe. Right? Because I think you gotta do at least 80% or 85 or 90% of your time. Right? Something like that. I could be wrong about that, but did he probably do about 3? If the judge don't give him the max, don't go to the max with those charges. That's why you hear them saying they still search charges, because if the judge say, look, I'm giving you the max, Diddy gonna do about 10, 15 years. He ain't gonna do the whole 20. He not gonna do the whole 20. That's still like, what, Diddy about 50 something? Shit. That's the rest of your 50s plus your 60s. So Diddy probably won't get out till he's like 70 years old. You know what I mean? Like, that's a long fucking time, bro. It's a long fucking time. 15 years is a long time, bro. That's a decade and a half. That's too long, bro. That's too long. But anyway, let's move on.
Most of their story, or even if they believe most of their story, it did not line up with those charges. So,
and by the way, on that, let's talk a little bit about that, because there was an inkling for those people who've been in the courtroom, including ourselves, who've been watching the testimony. Remember what they were using as the defense to counter.
Now, I was watching something, right? Just a pet peeve of mine. I'm watching these police officers behind the looking at the shit. And you know how, this is why I said black people culture is the culture. You got a white, I think he a white cop, maybe Hispanic. He might be Hispanic, but he look white. He go up to the black cop, give him a hand, do like that. That's black people shit. White people ain't never came up with nothing like that. They ain't come up with that. Just the handshake, the love, like that. You know what I mean? We came up with that. That's why I said black culture, like, it's everywhere. Like, you just people, how they move in life. Black culture affected people's lives in this country. This is all I'm saying. Black Americans. That's all I'm saying. And I'm probably being a little petty and shit, but it just is what it is. Never mind.
The sex trafficking. It was free will. They were talking about free will, and they were suggesting, while the prosecution said any bait and switch or manipulation to coerce these women by fraud or threat or otherwise to engage in these so-called freak-offs, that force, that cloud of force and threat and violence that hung over the head of Cassie Ventura was enough to suggest that she never could develop the free will to say no. And when it came to Jane...
First of all, it's a lie. It's a lie. Because let me explain something to y'all. As powerful as Diddy was, only thing that he really could do is in her career. The biggest threat, which she didn't really have a career. She was only really relevant because of Diddy. What music y'all know that she had? Like really? He really basically, even though she was doing all this shit, he still stalled her career. Right? She still didn't blow up. He took care of her, gave her money, lavishes things and shit like that. That was the only thing. Paid her bills. But she didn't really have a fucking career. Understand this. All Cassie is known now is for this Diddy shit. Not for her career. Nothing like that. She got paid. I think Diddy gave about 5 to 10 million. She didn't get 30. She got about 5 to 10 million. She don't have a fucking career. If I'm somebody in the industry, I'm not touching her. I'm not touching her. Just being real. Fuck, I'm touching her for. First of all, at this point, believe it or not, into the industry of like them big honcho motherfuckers, she a snitch. They ain't touching her. Let's just be real about that. Right or wrong, but they not touching her. Second of all, is Cassie really that talented? I think not. Right? And then third of all, she got kids and shit. Like, it seemed like she just got a little money, did what she had to do, and she ready to just go off with her little husband that's the trainer. They got some money that they can survive off of. Hopefully they invested that little $5 to $10 million and invest in it good. But ain't nobody touching Cassie, man. I'm right now, nobody's touching her. Nobody. No executive, no movie people. Ain't nobody trying to touch her right now. It's going to take her about a good 5 to 10 years for somebody to even look her way. Nobody's touching Cassie. So, of giving her an opportunity to do anything. I'm just telling y'all that now. Listen, as much as she is somewhat a victim in this shit, in the industry, it's different. They, listen, them motherfuckers, them big power motherfuckers, she looked at as a snitch. And they ain't touching her. Telling you that now. Because we all talk about how bad Diddy is. Some of them exec motherfuckers, them motherfucking real powerful motherfuckers that was powerful than Diddy, they worse than him. 10 times worse. But let's move on. Unless she, listen, this is the only way that Cassie will somehow get some stardom or get some more, fame or whatever, right? Get some traction. If she turned mega, that's the only way. You see what Amber Rose did. See what Amber Rose did. Now, you know what bothers me about the hip hop community is that you niggas still allowing this bitch to come around. But like I said, we live in a culture now where, like I said, Tekashi 6ix9ine basically expose you niggas that talking about the code. And it's not even a street code. This is just real motherfuckers code. Real niggas code. Nigga, once you snitch, you can't be around me. I don't give a fuck who you are. If you was participating in shit that you knew was wrong and then you snitch, no, you don't get to fuck with me. I don't give a fuck if it's street shit or not. You don't get to be around me no more. I don't fuck with you. Even if you ain't do it to me, you did it to somebody else. You can't hang around me. That's just real nigga shit. But like I said, Tekashi 6ix9ine exposed these niggas. So, like I said, it didn't shock me that you see a lot of these rappers and shit go start fucking with Trump. Like, it didn't. The game been fucked up. But I stand on morals and principles, so I don't give a fuck what they do. You not fucking the code up. You're talking about, it's just some street shit. No, it's not street shit. This is real nigga shit. I don't fuck with snitches. And like I said, listen, if you ain't a street nigga, that don't mean shit to me. If you participate in fucked up shit that harms others, I don't give a fuck if you're a street nigga or not. You better ride with it. You better go along with it. Till the motherfucking wheels fall off, nigga. I don't know how these niggas got the game fucked up. I still live by that code, nigga. And I ain't even in the streets. But that's what I'm saying. I knew how that works. It wasn't just a street thing. You don't want no fucking snitch ass nigga around you. If this nigga go snitch on niggas in the street, you think he won't snitch on you if you and him have a disagreement? Nigga, tell your wife everything you was out there doing on the side. But he supposed to be your man's though. The fuck out of here, bro. Sorry. When you got your homies and shit, like it's certain shit, nigga. Yeah, you can't, unless it don't affect your wife or your family shit in a way, you don't speak about that man's shit. What he's doing to his wife and his family, that's his thing. You check him on it, but you don't snitch on a nigga. And that's vice versa for a woman. I don't know what the fuck women do that for. That shit is crazy. I've been in situations where the motherfuckers, my man and my homegirl, they together, both of my friends. I never got into that. You don't get into that shit. You don't snitch on either one. That's none of your business. That shit didn't affect my family, so it ain't had nothing to do with me. I ain't got to like certain shit, but it's not my business. Not none of my fucking business.
Manipulating her to travel to places like New York under the pretenses of quality time and shopping, only to then engage in freak-offs, was enough of manipulation. Well, the defense, was very clear.
First of all, that is a lie. If I invite you, I say, come on, come shopping with me. I might be manipulating you to come do a freak off with me, but I take you shopping and all that. You still got the right to say, nah, I ain't trying to do that. That's like y'all believe what y'all want to believe, man. Fuck out of here, man. And like I said, a lot of these women, y'all can't pull that shit no more with me. Because a lot of you women are out here a lot of y'all, I ain't gonna say a lot, some of y'all are out here pushing up on dudes. You only fucking with a dude because he got money. So, like, you can't have that shit both ways. You want your freedom to be as sexual as you want to be without being called a hoe? You can't be like, oh, nah, he manipulated me. You already know when you fuck with this dude, he only fucking with you because you only fucking with this dude because he got money, and that nigga knows that. I don't give a fuck what they're talking about now. Like, even with the whole Shannon Sharp shit, get the fuck out of here with that. You only fucking with Shannon because he can do something for you. Soon that nigga stop doing what you want him to do financially, all of a sudden now he's abusive. The fuck out of here. I'm not trying to hear that shit. Seriously. I know everybody we be like, Shannon, come on, man, fuck with them young girls like that, man. But like I'm saying, it still don't make them right. Them young girls, it don't make it right what y'all doing. A lot of you, it ain't just young girls. A lot of y'all women now in this new age, like, get the fuck out of here. You only fucking with that dude because he got money. You know this. First of all, that nigga ain't even your type physically. He's not your type, but you only fucking with him because of that bread. So you excuse how this motherfucker look physically. Come on now, stop. I ain't trying to hear that shit no more, bro. Like, we not doing that shit. That's why I was over that Me Too shit. Like, get the fuck out of here, bro. Nobody gonna be sitting here making up shit. Well, all of a sudden now, even if the nigga was abusive, all of a sudden you only saying something now when the motherfucker ain't doing you right, or you in a bad space in your life. No, we not doing that. I'm not doing that. That's why motherfuckers can say what they want to say to me about the Diddy shit. The only reason I think Cassie did what she did, part of it, was because that little trainer she ran off with, that nigga ain't nobody. He ain't Diddy. Financially, no. And she knew his secrets. The fuck? Like, I'm not putting it past women to be a part of fucked up relationships with dudes, and they're benefiting off of it. And then when shit go left or their life is fucked up, now all of a sudden, let me go back to, because this nigga did some shit to me and I got receipts that he did it. Because they're in a fucked up space. When have y'all heard from Cassie? Y'all haven't heard from her. She ran off, married some random training nigga. You ain't heard nothing about him. You don't even know who the fuck he was. All you knew he was Diddy trainer. That's it. You ain't heard about other celebrities talking about this motherfucker. Who the fuck was he? Nobody. But Diddy somebody. And then all of a sudden she come out. Now all of a sudden. Y'all, man, listen. Think about it.
Kept saying free will. These are grown women making grown-up decisions who have an interest in engaging in this behavior. It seems that the jurors, maybe looking at text messages or testimony, agreed with that sentiment.
Absolutely. And we were just talking about...
Right. And it was shit that we didn't all know about this trial. The evidence. It was text messages where they was agreeing, Cassie, all of them, they was all agreeing to go do these freak offs without Diddy in their presence. Talking about sex, yo, mothers that's really getting sex trafficking ain't got no say. Think about that shit. Are y'all crazy? She had a say. He was texting. First of all, somebody in the sex trafficking ring, nigga, they ain't even got privilege to have a phone. That's why I say, talking about this nigga sex trafficking. Yeah, okay. What up, man? Let's move on.
Some of those text messages that came in, and let's dig into them a little bit deeper. As I said, nothing about this is black and white. I have covered many high-profile sex crimes cases with famous defendants, and the concept of consent can be very hard for a jury to understand, especially when you have text messages that say, I want to do this freak off. Now, again, these women on the stand said that...
Hi, my name is Pami, and I would like to give you a few reasons why you should consider dating.
I want to do this freak off. Now, again...
Now, mind you, these are in the text message, even from Cassie. Because, mind you, they had all Diddy phones, and the shit probably was in the cloud. They got all that shit. They said, even Cassie, that's why I don't even understand why they found out. I know why, but if you take away the video, they all admitted in the text message, yeah, I'm with it. Without Diddy in their presence. They wasn't that scared of this nigga. If the way they trying to say it, no, they wasn't. They was giving their body away because they thought they can get something out of it. Listen, I'm not trying to victim shame. Something troubling had to happen to you in your life, but that don't mean Diddy did it. Right? As far as these women. Listen. If you really think about this shit, a lot of them they just hoes, bro. They hoes. They sold their body for fortune and fame. That's how that shit at the end of the day really looks. And I don't know why people just trying to ignore that shit. Yes, it's a double standard when it comes to men and women. Yes. We're not going to sit here and pretend like that shit don't matter. Because women want to be free with their sexuality. Nigga, if you see your daughter out here selling herself, as a man, as a father, you gonna feel a way about that. Shit, as a woman, seeing her daughter out there selling her soul, a real woman, come on, man. The fuck out of here with that. We not playing these stupid ass games, man. That shit don't look the same. A man go ahead, if a man be a gigolo, the prostitute dudes that came, nobody looking at them niggas like they crazy. Maybe the men a little bit, but not the women. Even some of the men, hey, nigga, gotta do what you got to do, nigga. We look at that, a lot of that shit, we look at, nigga, that's his hustle. He ain't fucking no dudes. He good. Like we don't trip off of men doing shit like that. Selling their body for money. We don't look at it the same. It's not the same. And I don't know why people try to pretend like, oh, well, it is the same, why it ain't the same. We just told you why. I don't know how many times we got to explain this shit. It doesn't look good for a woman. It just doesn't. I'm sorry to tell women that. I don't give a fuck how y'all try to package this shit up. It don't look good when women out there selling their body. Because number one, as a man, I have a daughter. You think I'm going to be okay with my daughter saying, oh, look, I sell my body, I strip, and I do all this shit for money? What? You think I'm going to be okay and comfortable with that? Hell no. Man, my daughter, we might be beefing. Not even beefing. Listen, we going to have a problem. No fuck wrong with you. I ain't do enough for you. You ain't got enough hustle in you. You don't respect yourself. Somehow I raised you not to respect yourself. Nah, bro, it's a difference. Now imagine my son come, nigga. I probably had the same conversation. Nigga, what's wrong with you? But at the end of the day, nigga, go do what you gotta do, nigga. I don't give a fuck. In a certain way, you probably disown that. You probably disown that nigga to a certain point. He's probably still gonna come around though. But you ain't gonna be comfortable with that nigga around you all the time. But your daughter, it's a difference. You come to your daughter, it's a difference. And I don't know why people trying to pretend. It's your fucking daughter, man. Understand, it is a difference. I'm just looking at it as a father and as a male. If you walk in on your son fucking a chick, it may piss you up. Nigga, what the fuck? You may flip out, but you ain't as mad if you walk in and you see your daughter getting dick down. And any man lies to you or any woman says that, they're fucking lying. Even if a woman walks in and her daughter is getting dick down, she gonna feel a certain type of way. Then to see her son dicking down a girl. Like, just stop it. Prime example. I walked in. Me and my sister, we walked in as a young boy. We made a mistake and walked in on my mom having sex with a dude. Fuck me up. Seeing my mama get dick down. It is a difference. It is a fucking difference. It's even watching your mama get dick down. It fuck kids up a lot of times just seeing their two parents and your daddy digging down your mama. And everybody sitting out here acting like, oh, can you tripping? I ain't tripping. I'm being real. It's not the same. Imagine your father, it ain't your mama. You see your father digging down another woman, ain't your mama. You really ain't got no problem with that. But if it's your mama digging down on mama getting digged down by your daddy, it's still gonna fuck you up. It's gonna fuck you up. People lie and say it won't. Yes, it does. People just be, never mind, making up shit. Let's move on, man.
Women on the stand said that they texted those because they were scared of him. Because especially in Cassie Ventura's case, remember, this is a woman who was physically beaten. Our team got that on video, and the jury saw that numerous times.
The jury is leaving the courtroom right now. Their job is done right now. Civic duty done. They have been there for 7 weeks, and they just left.
And look, and she's telling you, that's the real reason why they believe Cassie, because of that damn video. I'm telling y'all. And if I'm not mistaken, I think they played that in court. Even if they didn't play in the court, I guarantee you, everybody in that damn jury seen that shit. Just telling you. We live too much in a time where everything's recorded. People's personal life ain't really personal no more. That's why I be real about a lot of shit I say. Like I ain't gonna say I'll be real. I put my business out there. I like the fuck I got to lie about. Motherfuckers can find out. I'm good with my shit. If you living the life that you think you're supposed to be living, you ain't no reason for you to hide it, because it's hard to hide your life anymore. I ain't gonna say hide it. It's hard to be private about your life anymore. It's not the same. Give me 1 second, y'all. All right, people, I'm back. Let's get right back into it.
The courtroom.
This is, I mean, really, it is a stunning turn of events. It's a quick deliberation. I mean, a quick turn of events from yesterday when they were deadlocked. But also remember, this is the beginning of day 3. This jury reached a verdict in under 15 hours after hearing 2 months of testimony. So really, a stunning outcome. Again, I would anticipate that the defense...
And let me say this. This trial happened very, very fast, too. Because usually... Well, partly is because they wouldn't get Diddy a bail. And he had enough pull to where he wanted to speed up his trial too, right? But I think even without his pull, I think buying them, not giving them a bail, that's why Diddy speeded the trial up. Because, I don't give a fuck who you are. Right? Unless you are institutionalized and you okay with being in jail, the majority of motherfuckers don't want to be in jail. Niggas don't even want to be in bookings. Like, nobody wants to be fucking in jail, bro. It's not a lifestyle to want to be living. So that was part of the reason why this trial was so fucking fast. Because I think Diddy got locked up in maybe like sometime in like 2024, but it was like, wasn't that long ago. It's been a couple of months. Me and my wife was talking about that shit. It was like, it wasn't that long. Yeah, so like, Diddy probably only been locked up for a couple of months. Like maybe about 6-7 months, maybe 8. But he ain't been locked up that damn long. So Diddy speeded this trial. You remember when the dudes from Old Block and shit, right? They did the shit to Duck. It took a while, right? And partly is because they ain't had no money. and they had no pull. And it was a couple of them. And Diddy was just on his trial by himself too. So that's kind of what it was. And like I said, Diddy had a name, and he got pulled in the way. And motherfuckers, them prosecutions probably was okay because they probably was comfortable thinking they could put this nigga away for the rest of his life. So they was okay with a speedy trial. But you do have a right to a speedy trial. You do have a right for that. So, you know, like for those guys that, like, you know, for that FBG duck shit, the old Block 6, them motherfuckers want to take that shit as slow as they can. They knew they weren't getting no bail, so they was gonna be in there, but they was trying to slow it up process. Hopefully they get some evidence or whatever, however it was, but they did that shit as long as they could. I'm just telling y'all that. But Diddy wasn't trying to do that shit. Then especially after his lawyers came back and they was convinced, like, yo, this trial is trash. Like, I mean, these charges are trash. Like, we can beat this shit. And they damn near beat 75% of it. Honestly. But anyway, let's move on.
He's quite happy right now, but Sean Combs will still be serving prison time. Yes. These are still 2 charges that each carry 10 years. Now,
I want to say this too. Diddy's still gonna go to jail. He's still gonna do some time. It just depends what that judge does. Because, like I said before, if the judge throws the book at him on both of them charges, both of them charges goes up, the maximum is 10 years. So if he do 10 and 10, that's 20. Diddy gonna do about 15. I'm just telling y'all that now. He gonna do 15 to 13 years. It just is. But if I'm Diddy and I'm his lawyers, I'm hoping that the judge be like, hey, I'm gonna give you 3 and 3 here. Because if you give him 3 and 3 here, what? That's 6, maybe 7, 3 and 7, 8 years. You give me that, I'm good with that. Because that means I'm only going to do about 4, maybe. Listen, if he do good behavior, then he might fuck around and be out in 3. And then they're going to cut down some of that shit. So Diddy might only do 2. 2 and some change. So I'm just saying, listen, this shit all hangs in we had the jury. Now this shit, the sentence, now this shit hangs in the hands of the judge. It's how hard the judge come down on him. Just being honest. But the judge can say, fuck that, I'm giving you the max on both charges. And he can do that. It's in his right to do it. And it's a felony charge. Like, yo, telling y'all, Diddy got a break today, but it's still consequences for him. He's still going to jail, but it's a consequence of how long he go to jail. Anything, listen, I my honest opinion, anything over 5 years is bad for Diddy. Because he should not be in jail for no longer than 5 years. Just being honest. 5 is still extreme to me. But let's move on.
I actually want to hear, as a former federal prosecutor, how much time, and you may not want to make this prediction, but how much of that time do you anticipate that he would serve? What do you think that the judge may sentence him at with each of these charges carrying 10 years each?
A great question. First, let me just dab the sweat off my brow because let me tell you something. I was sprinting from the court trying to get here for this moment because I was so eager to understand.
Listen, oh look, and I want to say this. I remember somebody said, Diddy is wait, you know, he ain't that really worried about it because you know he think Trump won't pardon him. Listen, Diddy got a moral thing that he got to realize. that's going to be something for him, right? That he got to choose. Excuse me. It's like playing with the devil, right? If Diddy gets the maximum, what he does over 10 years, or he get 10 years, I believe even somewhere close to it, I believe he'll sell his soul to Trump. Because the one thing is that Diddy didn't lose no money. He still got all his paper. Paid his lawyers, probably paid him about $10 million. Diddy got money. Diddy was willing to put up $50 million just to get out of jail. He got money, bro. Okay? And what motherfuckers don't really know about Diddy money is very invested. He got shit. He's solid partners with a lot of shit that y'all don't know that he's a part of. So he's making money. He's making money while he was in jail. So Diddy is fine. Financially, he is cool. Now, he going to lose some money. He may not gain as much as he used to gain, but he got some paper. So he didn't really lose no money. So Diddy might say, just on some moral cultural shit for the people, for our people, he may go ahead and do that 10. But anything that's 10 and up, no. I won't be shocked that Diddy, all of a sudden, people start, and Diddy can't start going fuck with Trump to vouch for him to get out of jail, for Trump to pardon him. Don't be shocked about that. Now, honestly, Diddy, for me, morally, I can't fuck with you no more. I can't fuck with you. But I get why you would do it. Only way Diddy probably could come back from that, like, yeah, I did that with Trump to get the fuck out of jail, nigga, I'm back. But I don't think once that happened to him, I don't think he gonna ruffle any feathers no more. Honestly, my honest opinion. Unless he get on some Muslim type shit. But he don't give a fuck. He go fuck with Farrakhan or something. But don't get that shit twisted. Diddy might go to Trump. His people might go to Trump to get him out of jail. But anything lesser than 10, Diddy will do. I believe he'll do it. Just for the culture. Because he was facing more serious time. But 5 to 7 years or some shit like that, he ain't gonna do that whole 7 or 5 years. He gonna do about 3, 4, maybe. Good behavior, that shit counts too. Like, nigga, he'll do that, chop that shit up. Because by the time he get out, what, he about 60? Come on, man. Let's move on.
What the actual verdict would be. And I'm literally doing an affair to remember sprint through the streets of Manhattan, trying to get here. And on the way, people were asking, is there a verdict? Through the streets of Manhattan. That's how people have been viewing this particular case. And here's the thing. After almost 8 weeks, the SDNY has a success rate of conviction of over 90%. It's actually over 95%. So think, the resources that are being used in this case. More than what? It was 6 prosecutors, including Maureen Comey, a top prosecutor in the SDNY who handled Ghislaine Maxwell and other infamous cases as well. For almost 8 weeks, the devotion of resources and time and energy and cost resulting in prostitution-related charges. Now, that might be a black eye if people are thinking about the rate of conviction, but they believed in their case, and now they'll go forward knowing that the jury, who they must respect, has found only this one. But here's the thing. 10 years is possible, but for a first-time offender of any crime like this, it could be as little as 2 years in prison as well. Now, they could run.
That's what I'm saying. And you got to think about it. Diddy ain't Diddy ain't like somebody that he's like a first-time offender in a way, right? Like I think he had that one shit with the gun charge shit, but it got dropped or whatever. But so for that, with Diddy is different than a lot of motherfuckers. Like, but like I said, it still boils down to listen, he's a celebrity too, and he's a black celebrity. So that judge may throw the fucking book at him just because he's a celebrity. And then on top of that, he's black. He's a black celebrity with power. And like I said, I don't know what that judge, the judge in his case, I don't know if where he leans, like right or left. I don't know. So that may have a big impact on his sentence. And people not really realizing that Diddy still can get the book thrown at him, because I don't give a fuck. A decade out of y'all, that's a lot for a motherfucker that's 55. Listen, that's like if I got 10 years. Shit, if I got 5 years right now, nigga, hold on, bro. I'll be 40. Nigga, nigga, come on, man. That's a half a decade, bro. I got some shit planned on in my life in the next 5 to 6 years before I turn 50. And I gotta do 10 years in jail? Shit, especially for a nigga like me. Listen, I don't do well with being in the cell. I don't listen, and as I get older, I don't like to be around dudes like that. So come on, man, you dealing with these fake ass, I'm not gay, homosexual niggas in jail. Like, come on, bro. Niggas, if you gotta deal with niggas ain't got nothing better to do with their goddamn life but then to start some shit. Like, come on, bro. Like, nah. Listen, 1 day in jail is bad for me. But you talking about giving a nigga like me 5 years? Oh, that's extreme. But you talking about a nigga like Diddy, he in federal jail, he probably be okay, right? Because he got a little money, right? And he's somebody. That nigga, 5 years, okay, that's cool. I think Diddy could do that. But you talking about 10, 15, 20. Yeah, come on, bro. That's a lot of fucking time for a dude like him. Because no one, he's famous. So his star power goes down. Niggas can forget about him in 5. They can forget about Diddy in 5 years. Oh, that old nigga. Oh, that old nigga that did that crime. You know how people going to come out and scorch right now, even before he gets sentenced. They're going to be scorching him. Like I said, the wonder, half of the shit, half of his anxiety is gone, right? As far as the trial. He kind of won in a way, right? The other half of that shit is the sentence. And what this judge gonna do? He could be fucked. You say, well, we gonna do the max 20 years? Woo. Because Diddy gonna most likely had to do about, he gonna have to do at least 15. Good behavior, maybe 13. That's still a lot, bro. Let's move on.
Consecutively, meaning back to back as opposed to concurrently, but that is something that we're not talking about the maximum per se, and this judge will have discretion. Here's what will happen now. He will set a sentencing date. He will have a probation report that is coming up, and over this probation report, He is going to essentially figure out issues of remorse and recidivism, which is a fancy way of saying, will they commit the crime again? He'll look at the different factors that are in place for sentencing guidelines. This is federal court, and he will draw a conclusion on that. He will not walk out a free man today at all, but he knows right now.
And you gotta understand. There's a possibility that this may not happen. But if I'm Diddy, I'm going to tell the judge, like, look, I made some mistakes in my life. I was under the influence of drugs as well. I was addicted to drugs, but I got myself clean. I have been clean. And you name how long name the months, a year, or whatever, how long you've been clean. I do a lot for my community. Bring up your accolades of what you have done for the community and say, I can do that better now. Yes, I made some mistakes here. And I believe if I get a second chance, I can do better. I can do better. I know I can do better. If I get a second chance, I know that I'm going to have to do some time. But you got to give me a chance to redeem myself. Like, it's a way that Diddy can do this shit. I don't know if his lawyers will allow him to, but, it is what it is. But like I said, it's up to this judge right now. All this shit is in the judge hand now. The jury did what they did. Diddy beat that shit. Really, basically, Diddy beat the prosecution partly, right? Like about 40% he beat the prosecution. So they were trying to end this nigga. But they still got a 60% chance to kind of fuck him over, hoping that this judge throw the book at him for the 2 that he got, because the judge can do that. Look, Diddy will see the daylight again, but it's how long? Is it 15? Is it 5? You know what I mean? Listen, I'm telling you, it's from 15. It's from 15 down, right? So probably 15 to 5. That's the realm of what Diddy gonna do. He ain't doing nothing lesser than that. They gonna give him 5. I'm telling you that now. But like I said, it depends on the judge. Let's move on.
Of life without the rest of his life is no longer on the table. Prostitution, though, is, like I said, I'm a little surprised in a way. Although this was low-hanging fruit to have the prostitution, because, again, there was almost a guffaw heard around the world when they said, no, I didn't pay these escorts for sex. I paid them for their time. And the defense said, well, that's what it was. They weren't always paid if they didn't perform. But they didn't actually call a single male escort who traveled across state lines. They called 2 who were in this area and who also talked about their sexual performance. But did that surprise you that, look, this came down to the documents alone?
It came down to the documents, and I think that was obviously incredibly effective for the jury, because, again, when they are seeing flight records that show...
Because I'm going to tell you something, because most likely Diddy paid them off. And they didn't want to put themselves out there to say that they're prostitutes, especially male prostitutes. So they already kind of like, this case was already kind of like low fruit type of shit. They was stretching. Even for those prostitutes that did testify, they shouldn't have testified. Because everything that they said did not make Diddy seem like he was this evil nigga. It made it seem like he was just a fucking freak. That's all it meant. That go look at how those two prostitutes did what they did. I mean, said what they said on the stand. They didn't make it seem like Diddy was this evil nigga. They was just like, this nigga was a freak. Let's just be real. And if I was those prostitutes dudes, I know that, listen, we live in a culture now where everybody want to be famous. I believe part of them motherfuckers wanted to be known. They doing interviews with Cameron and a whole bunch of niggas. They doing all these interviews getting paid. That's why they did that shit. Because it's no way, like, if I'm a prostitute, a male prostitute, I'm not, nigga, I don't give a, I'm not, listen, no. Unless I'm in a situation where somebody got raped or something like that, then I would say that. Then I would come forward. But if I didn't experience the rape or nothing like that, the fuck I'm even testifying for? The fuck out of here. I'm not, no. But like I said, they did a lot of that shit for fame. It wasn't about the truth. That shit was a lot about the fame. I watched the dude that talked the Cameron, the prostitute dude. I was like, what the fuck why is he even talking about this shit? Then I thought about it and they're getting paid. Getting publicity. Let me say this. I would feel ashamed if I'm a male prostitute. I'm selling my body for money. I just would. Some people different. But I would feel ashamed. Ain't no fucking hustle for me. Nigga, I sell dope before I sell my damn body. The fuck is wrong with these dudes? I didn't just weirdo niggas to me. Weirdo niggas to me. It's like, no lie to y'all. One of my things is like, you know how you have a bucket list, right? My bucket list is to be a porn star, right? But you know why of that? It's because I want to fuck the porn stars. It ain't about me being a porn star. I don't give a fuck about that. I just want to fuck the chicks. That's the porn stars. I don't want to be a famous porn star. Like, come on, man. Not much shame that'll bring. Everybody looking at you a certain type of way. Like, niggas get a kick out of that shit. Like, it's a good thing. Cause what? Cause women adore you that way. Like, if I had a friend like that was a prostitute, that was a porn star or prostitute, that nigga can't hang around me. First of all, I wouldn't let that nigga hang around me, mainly because, nigga, I believe you probably would try to fuck my wife or fuck my woman. Because you don't have no moral. You don't have no moral. There's nothing moral about you. You'll fuck anything for some money. So I wouldn't have no nigga around me like that. You think that nigga got some type of principle? No, he doesn't. He fucks for money. So just say your woman wanted to creep out on you and your friend is a prostitute or your friend is a porn star. You don't think that your man, this nigga is supposed to be your man, he won't do that to you? You stupid. That nigga fuck for money. Come on, bro. It's like a... Anyway, let's move on.
A sex worker went from Atlanta to New York. It's pretty clear cut and dry that you were traveling across state lines. So it did come down to that evidence.
Let me say this. A lot of your homies will fuck your woman for no money. So imagine a nigga, you don't think that he would try to fuck your woman for money? You don't think he would do that. But he your man, though. Ain't no loyalty into any hoe. If it's a male or it's a woman. If they hoes. Ain't no loyalty in them. They hoes. Excuse me. At the end of the day, they all hoes. Ain't no hoes got no loyalty. What the fuck are y'all thinking? I wouldn't fuck with no nigga that's a prostitute. I wouldn't fuck with no nigga that's a porn star. Why? Get no kick out of that shit. Only way you will fuck with a nigga like that if that nigga can get you some pussy. Right? You hang around nigga, you know certain niggas can get you some pussy from certain chicks. That's the only reason. He couldn't be my friend. This is just a nigga I know I got to connect to that I know if I want to throw shit or get some bitches, I can go fuck with him. That's it. That nigga can't be my real friend. Let's just be real. Let's move on.
To the documents, because you were right, Laura. Not only did they not call any male sex workers who traveled across state lines, but also none of these sex workers called themselves prostitutes. So that is you bring up a really, really good point that these male escorts on the stand, they were
because at the end of the day, you had to call yourself a hoe. You a hoe. That's why they I ain't no prostitute. What? How you switch the definition of being a prostitute? If a woman is a fucking prostitute, why you ain't no prostitute? Talking about the males ain't now identify as a prostitute. Fuck them niggas. They whores. They sell their body for money just like a woman in that same position. The fuck? The fuck out of here. You a whore, nigga. You sell your body for money. Now, we understand that there's a difference between it comes to men and women, but at the end of the day, literally, nigga, you a whore. You sell your body for money, just like a woman does, if a woman is in that position. The fuck are you talking about? I don't want that. I don't want to look at myself as a prostitute. Yeah, you are, bitch. You bitch ass niggas. Yes, you are. I never understood niggas like that. Trying to pretend that they ain't whores. You a whore, nigga. Now, you couldn't hang around me because I know you'll try to seduce my wife to do some goofy shit on my girl. They be the niggas that try to get your woman. And the crazy shit about it, people don't want to be real about this shit. Your woman will fall for it. A lot of niggas, women will fall for it. Even if your woman don't fall for it, she thinking about it. Just like if my wife had a homegirl that was a prostitute, I wouldn't think about fucking her. Let's be real. Niggas sit out here and they play these little games. Nigga, I listen. I've been my wife over 20-some years. Come on, man, stop. If my wife had a homegirl or a friend of hers that was a prostitute, or I had a homeboy that was a exotic dancer or prostitute or whatever, or a stripper, you think that she wouldn't think about fucking this nigga? You think that I wouldn't think about fucking her friends? Come on, man. Stop that shit. That's why you don't be befriend niggas like that or people like that. I'm sorry. Listen, to all the prostitutes out in the world, do your thing. Male or women, I don't give a fuck. Do your thing. But don't expect that everybody gonna look at you as like you normal. You're not. Porn stars, strippers, prostitutes, y'all in the same boat. I don't know why the fuck y'all think that y'all somewhat different. You are not to be trusted around somebody's husband or wife. You are out your damn mind. My wife ever had a friend like, hey, I don't know why you befriend her. You better not have her around me. I tell my wife straight up, nigga, I'm honest. You don't think she gonna seduce me? That's all she does. That's her lifestyle. That's her so-called occupation. The fuck you, what? Come on. You think I'll offer her some money, she ain't gonna give me no pussy? Even though she one of your best of friends? You crazy. That's vice versa for men. You don't think that if your wife offered that nigga some money, your man ain't gonna fuck your wife? If your wife offered him some money? Y'all niggas crit, man. Oh, wait. Okay, man. Let's move on.
Saying, yes, now in hindsight, I realize that I was paid as a prostitute. So that wasn't cut and dry, but that documentation, the bank statements, the hotel records, and also the flight records clearly is what compelled the jury to convict him on those two charges.
I think we're hearing something right now that they're asking for Sean Combs to be released pending the sentencing. I believe they're saying he wants to go back to his home in Miami, which of course was the subject of a lot of discussion. He lives on 1 and 2 Star Island. Talk about the level of wealth we're talking about here. He will not have access to a plane or the ability to travel, we're being told in my ear right now. And so
first of all, they ain't letting that nigga out. They are not letting him out. If they didn't let him out during this trial, they're not letting his ass out during the time he gotta wait and see what the judge decide of his sentence. That nigga ain't getting out. If he get out, then I'm telling y'all, the judge is most likely gonna give him a less charge. If they let him out, if the judge let him out. But the judge ain't let his ass out the first time, pending these charges. He ain't getting out now. But if he does, that means he's getting a light sentence. Just telling y'all that now. But anyway, let's move on.
At making that request. Now, it is not unheard of for somebody to be released pending sentencing, particularly if they're not sentenced on these far more serious of charges. And remember, part of the consideration for any judge deciding.
Well, that's true too. But I still think he still got some real, not say serious charges, but he got serious charges where his ass can be locked up for at least 2 decades or a decade and a half, I say. Right? So I don't know if the judge is going to let him out. Honestly. Because the 2 he did could get convicted on, they still serious charges. So I don't know if that judge is going to be like letting him out. I highly doubt that. I really highly doubt that. But anyway.
Whether somebody will be released and until sentencing, is there a threat to the community? Do they pose a risk to the community? Do they pose a safety threat to themselves or others? Now, for him to be held on prostitution would suggest that prostitution or transportation as such would be enough to hold. I'm not familiar with that happening with a lot of different people. So the judge could take into consideration, well, the jury has found they do not pose a threat in this moment in time. They want to set aside or put some conditions of release. It could be an ankle monitor. It could be otherwise. But again,
first of all, he's going to be on all that shit. If they let him out, they're going to put him on the most restrictive shit possible. You know what I mean? Nigga, they going to have the feds watching him. So the feds probably be outside his house. But if they didn't want to do that the first time, I highly doubt they're gonna do this now. I highly doubt that. But like I said, I could be wrong. But I highly doubt that. I highly doubt that they let Diddy out. Seriously. Especially because of the judge. I just believe the judge should have been through this shit out. So it is what it is.
Of flight, the posing of a threat to the community, all things that the judge will consider. Can you imagine?
And Laura, I want to read to you the exact quote that comes from our Nikki Brown, who is in that courthouse. This is what Mark Agnifilo, who was Combs' defense attorney, said, quote, he has been acquitted of very, very serious charges. He has been convicted of a far less serious charge. The judge asking, as Laura just said, is your proposal that he leave this courtroom and walk outside? And Agnifilo said, yes, it is. Now, he's right. Agnifilo is absolutely correct that he has been acquitted of the most serious charges, but I still want to underscore the fact that Sean Combs, one of the biggest celebrities in the world, one of the most powerful entrepreneurs and men in the world, has now been convicted. He has been found guilty on 2 sex crimes.
Let's go back to Hannah Allen.
That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. He still got convicted of some shit. That's all I'm saying. He still got convicted of some shit. I don't think they're going to let his ass out, though. All right, y'all. Let's get into... Excuse me. I was watching Roy and Ma shit, and they were talking about the top 5 MCs, female MCs, women MCs, right? We're going to get into that. Give me 1 second, y'all. All right, y'all, I'm back. Shout out to my brother Talking in the building. What up, Talk? Shout out to my brother Talking again. Yeah, listen. First of all, they should have found him guilty of all that shit. But like I said, the reason he got found guilty of 2 charges is because of that video with Cassie. That's the only basically that's all he got convicted of with the Cassie shit. And it was basically because of that video. That's the only reason. He the guy found not guilty of all that shit. Because none of that shit makes any sense. I just wanted people to genuinely understand that. But anyway, let's get into the top. Roy Moore does their little top 25 and shit. We're going to talk about this shit. Top 5 female MCs. Let's talk about this shit. Let's have a real serious conversation about it. And we need to have a conversation about this just on real talk. But let's listen to this. Oh shit, hold on, my bad.
Nikki at 1. I'd put Lauryn Hill at 2. I'd put Missy at 3.
Now, hold on. Let me just say this. This is Roy top 5, but MCs. If we're talking about MCs that really can rap like that, Nicki is there, but she's not. I don't know if Nicki can out rap Kim. Just my honest opinion. I don't know if Nicki can out rap her. Generations are a little different, but I don't know if Nicki can out rap her. Right? Like, me and my wife, we always say this shit. We're gonna do some shows that's coming up soon. I'll probably do one on my birthday in about 2 weeks. Me and my wife wanted to do this shit about I think was it Mary J, and it was somebody else. Can't remember who it was, but we're gonna do our verses on that. We got one, so check that out on my birthday, people. Make sure you guys donate on my birthday and check out on it's on a Wednesday, July 16th on a Wednesday. Me and my wife, we're gonna do a verses. We're gonna play some music, you know. And y'all are going to be the judges and decide who's the better artist overall. I think it was maybe if I ain't mistaken, I think it was Mary J. I know it's Mary J. And I picked I think it was Beyonce. So we're gonna do that. It's gonna be a big thing, people, on my birthday. So make sure y'all check out in the next 2 weeks. It's on a Wednesday, July 16th. Make sure y'all check that out. Me and my wife are going to do that. But anyway, hopefully I don't work, because I think I might work that day. But I will, if we don't do it that Wednesday, we'll do it the next day or sometime, you know, the 18th or something like that, 17th, 18th. We'll do it somewhere around that. But hopefully we do it on that day, because I may work. And they trying to offer niggas some money to work on my fucking birthday. So anyway, but listen, I don't know if Nicki is more lyrical than fucking Little Kim. I don't know that. I don't really think that. Now, if you're talking about an overall career, I think Nicki's career is bigger, and it's mainly because of when you look at Nicki's career, she had Wayne. But I think outside of Wayne, she was bigger, right? When it comes to Kim got big off of big, but is the impact bigger for us who she is overall? That's the comfort. That's the confrontation right there. I just think Nicki, because we live in this time, like, and you know, in the time of growing up in Nicki, I've been around for both of their careers. I just think Nicki got a little slight edge. But overall rapping, I don't know if Nicki is better than her. I really genuinely don't think that. Right? Like, catalog wise, Nicki might have a better catalog than Little Kim. And y'all know I'm the biggest Little Kim fan. But I just think Nicki might have a bigger catalog. But that's what I'm saying. We don't know what these niggas, they going off of their opinions and just how they feeling. But it has to be a standards there. So that's why, like I say, a lot of times, if you put a standards, what we're talking about, or ranking people, then I can go off of that. But overall, yeah, my standards is very different from everybody else. Where I put at is very different. It's a very difference if you're talking about just my favorite. Everybody's favorite is going to be very different. Then, you know, if you put a status there, a status quo of what these rappers or entertainers or athletes have to live by, of course it'll be different. But Let's move on. So he put Nicki Minaj. He put Lauryn Hill number 2, which I don't believe she should be there, but he put her there, and then he put Little Kim. So
They kind of bullshit.
Is South gonna whoop y'all ass about Trina?
Well, whoop my ass then.
South gonna whoop y'all ass about Trina. That New York bias be showing.
Who does Trina rap better
I
than
take it back.
right, and that's what I'm saying. They're gonna be all over the place because if you're talking about rapping, Trina is not in that realm. As an MC, she's not. But if you're talking about overall, then you may have to bring Trina in that realm. But then, like I said, I'm gonna give y'all my top 5 female rappers of all time. But they're talking about MCs. So Trina's definitely not a top 5 MC. Definitely not. But overall, she's top 10. But she's not, as an MC, no. Nigga, I will put Queen Latifah over her. I will put, it's a whole bunch of, listen, Gangsta Boo, I might put Gangsta Boo over top of fucking Trina. But anyway, God rest her soul, God rest Gangsta Boo. But come on, man. That's why I say they talking about MCs here. But then they start going all over the place. Because there's no criteria. But the criteria was MCs. Because it's different. It's like when you talk about MCs, you talking about motherfuckers that really can rap. Trina can't rap. Not on no MC shit. No, she not on that level. Sorry. But anyway, let's move on.
Back. Nicki, Lauren, Kim, Missy, and then that 5 is Eve. I listen those 3 Rough Rider albums. That Rough Rider Volume 2 is my shit. Like I listen to that way more than I listen.
Let me just say this: if you're just talking about straight MCs, females MCs, Lauryn Hill is not even better than fucking MC Light as an MC. She's just not. So Lauryn Hill is only there because who she is. But as an MC, no, she's not on that level. As an MC, she's not better than MC Light. Sorry. Listen, when you talk about top tier MCs, female MCs, MC Light is going to be in the top 5. It's like motherfuckers talking about lyricists. Well, for the male shit, Nas is going to be there. Even though I'm not the biggest fan of Nas. But Lauryn Hill is not going to be over top as an MC. She is not going to be over fucking MC Light. Sorry, she's not even making the top 5. She might not make the top 10 in a way. No, I ain't going to say that. She'll make the top 10. But she's not going to be over MC Light. Sorry. As an MC, she's not going to be over Foxy. Like, it's motherfuckers that's nicer than her. She shouldn't even, when talking about MCs, she should not even be in the same realm of some of these women. This is what I mean about Nick. If this is your favorite list, I get that. You're talking about MCs? No, Lauryn Hill is not in there. She's not in there. She don't even have an album that you can say that she's a top lyricist. She's almost the Drake of this shit. The way they sing and rap at the same time. That's not MCing. That's not rapping. And stop putting your lyrical ability, like really rapping. Like, come on, man, stop. Lauryn Hill is not in that realm. Sorry. Let's move on.
To anything Foxy related. Rough Riders Volume 2, when E fucking smoked everybody. Yeah, though, I mean, I listened to that more. But I will say my top 3 I feel comfortable saying would be Nicki, Lauryn, Kim.
I'm just looking at Foxy's.
That's the most obvious song, though.
Yeah, like,
play me 5 more of those.
Let me say this too. If you're going off of MCing of how many features somebody been on, right? Lauryn Hill don't have that. She just don't. But I don't put MCing, like rapping. I'm not putting Lauryn Hill over fucking Foxy Brown. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. I know that Foxy can rap like that, and proven that she can rap better than Lauryn Hill. Like I said, Lauryn Hill is the Drake of the female rap. That's all she is. Shit, she was doing it before Drake. So, listen, if you're talking about overall, yeah, Lauryn is bigger than her. Yes. Yes. Overall, yes. All the criteria, yes, she's better. Of course. But as an MC, no, she's not on that level. As an MC, a female MC rapper, she is not on that level. And I am sorry to tell people that. She cannot fuck with Foxy. She cannot. Well, let's move on.
Yeah, I know. I said when she shows up on a feature, she smokes it. But the 5 I'm naming, I listen to their albums. Like, yeah, no, I'm aware of the record.
And this is no, I don't want anybody to think that we're disrespecting Foxy because we love Foxy.
Golf, the ultimate game of precision and passion. It's a worldwide obsession.
No, I don't want anybody to think
that. And let me say this. That's why I say that we talking about overall. Foxy is not going to be on the same level as Lauryn Hill. But as an MC, yes, she's going to fuck Lauryn Hill up. I don't even know why we debating that. Foxy get busy lyrically. As an MC, she gets busy more than Lauryn Hill. Like, stop. And she's been on some shit like what you're talking about overall. No, Foxy is not on a lot of those top female shits. They're not. She's not there. Listen, I don't even listen. Overall, I wouldn't even have Foxy over fucking Queen Latifah. That's like, seriously, overall, no, she's not. She's not on that level. She's not on that level. But as an MC, yes, Foxy gets some motherfucking love there. Top 5, Foxy is top 5 MC lyrically. Yes, she's like that. Don't get that shit twisted. Niggas keep forgetting she was on the firm, nigga. Like, she got busy. She got hits. She was a part of hits and got her own hits. Like, so we're not going to like disrespect Foxy like that. But overall, no, she ain't bigger than Queen Latifah. Hell no. Listen, overall, like I said, I don't think she's overall, I don't think she's better than MC Light. She might be. No, hold on. That's It's a debate with Foxy against Queen Latifah. Well, Queen Latifah is like she like the GOAT to me. Like, I respect the shit out of Queen Latifah. Overall, Queen Latifah got to be top 5. Overall, top 5. I don't give a fuck where you put her. Queen Latifah gonna be top 5 just because of her impact. And we know the Queen can rap, but overall, yes, Queen gonna be in the top 5. MC Lyte is a little different because we know she can rap. Listen, we can have the debate about if Queen Latifah can rap better than fucking MC Lyte. That's a debate. I think that MC Lyte is like that, rapping better than Queen. But overall, no, she's not better than fucking Queen. Overall, the Queen is the Queen. Like, we're not gonna play that game. But MC Lyte, when it come to that mic, she like that. She's like that. So, nah. Like I said, even on that mic, I think that Foxy Brown is better than Queen. But overall, no, she's not better than Queen. MC Lyte is a little different because MC Lyte on that mic, come on, man. I grew up on the light. I grew up on that shit. I grew up on MC Lyte. I ain't think motherfuckers can really rap like that until I heard MC Lyte. Seriously. I'm being real respectful about all other females that maybe came before her or a little after her or came around the time she came. Nobody was ill like MC Lyte. Seriously, go back and come on, man. It's MC Lyte, man. Fuck MC Lyte. Like, we not gonna play those games. And everybody, listen, and as a rap head, everybody, and I know this don't matter to a lot of people when we talk about MC, everybody had a crush on MC Lyte. As a rap head, we had a crush on MC Lyte. She was fine. She could, cause she spit. Come on, man. That shit is mad attractive. She get busy. MC Lyte. Go, nigga, Google MC Lyte, man. Stop playing. But anyway, let's move on.
We're disrespecting Foxy because we love Foxy.
That's 5 records I just played.
How many of them are hers?
With all of her songs.
It matters.
All of them wasn't her songs. A lot of them shit is features. But anyway, let's move on. Because you can't name a whole bunch of hits off. I think she had maybe 1 or 2 albums. You can't name a lot of them fucking songs that was off her album. But anyway, let's move on.
I'm just saying, I think y'all got Foxy twisted. Is all
I don't. First of all, nobody's discrediting Foxy. Foxy's fucking amazing.
What she did on this.
And I think they getting it fucked up of lyrical. Or you talking about an MC that can rap. We know that Foxy can rap better than fucking Trina. And a lot of motherfuckers. Like, I believe she can rap better than Queen. Foxy gonna be in that top 5. Rapping lyrically. Like, she gets busy. But overall, no. You talking about a catalog? No. Her catalog is not that bigger than a lot of motherfuckers overall. Like, overall impact, everything. You gravitate, you get all that shit. No, her shit ain't gonna be better than the Queen. It's a debate with MC Lyte, but not the Queen, because the Queen is the Queen. That's why we call her the Queen. So no, like I said, just one. And I was saying, that's why I said, me and my wife, we get ready to do the debate. I mean, not the debate, but the verses. We talking about Mary J. Blige and Beyonce. I keep telling my wife, Mary J don't have a fucking a track that's inspirational globally. She does not. But we'll prove it. Because I keep saying, you hear a fucking Beyonce song. Just that one song of all the single ladies, put a ring on it. That shit is worldwide global. It ain't nothing in Mary J catalog is bigger than that. Nothing. Not one. Not one fucking song. Not one. But me and my wife, we gonna debate that shit. But that's what I'm saying. Like, if you're talking overall, like I always tell, Mary got hits. Don't get me wrong. She got some classics. It's not Beyonce shit. It's like that with Foxy. Foxy got some hits. But is it really? Like, name any Foxy songs that's worldwide bigger than Who You Calling a Bitch? UNITY. Ain't nothing bigger than that. That shit is like pop shit with Dear Mama. Like, you're talking about, that's why I said, like, it is certain artists that have a song that where nobody could fuck with. I don't give a fuck who you are as a female artist. You can't, it ain't a song you got that can fuck with. Who you calling a bitch? UNITY. Ain't a song a female rapper has. That goes for Little Kim, anybody. Now one of them got a song like that. Not now one. And I'll keep saying that shit. When you talk about Mike, he got more than one, but his one shit is Man in the Mirror. What motherfucker got a R&B act that got a song like Michael shit? And then when you start talking about, well, we can bring up Marvin Gaye, what's going on? Okay, that's one. Then after that, then what? We know Michael got plenty of them fucking songs. But what song is really bigger? Is it Man in the Mirror or is What's Going On? It's a debate about that. But then you start breaking down Michael catalog. You know Mike got those shits. He got those shits. He don't just got that one. We know that Mike got that Thriller. We know he got shit. Like that's what I said. That's like motherfuckers did. Like, I love Marvin Gaye. God rest his soul. Can never fuck with Mike. That's why we always look at Mike as the GOAT. Michael Jackson is the fucking GOAT. He's the GOAT. Nobody, like, a lot of people don't disagree with that. Michael is the fucking GOAT. Nobody can fuck with Mike. Not his catalog. No. Nobody. Overall, nobody's bigger than Mike. Nobody. You name any white, black, ain't nobody bigger. Nobody bigger than Michael Jackson. Nobody. And I don't know why people pretend that you can bring up niggas and all. No, you're not doing that. The only thing in this music industry that is talked about and that could be spoken and that could be a conversation is because of Usher. Because we know Chris Brown is the closest thing that ever came to Mike. But we know Usher ain't no slouch. That's the only thing. But we will listen, motherfucker like me, at my core, I'll fuck with Usher. But overall, I just think Chris Brown is the closest thing that ever came to Mike. He's the only thing that came close to the GOAT. He's the only thing. All right, we had everybody else and all that other shit. Had Ushers, we had them all. But Chris Brown is the closest thing that ever came to Mike Jackson. The only thing, only person. I'm sorry, the only person that came close. But it's like when we talk about Mike and Kobe, we know only thing, it's no conversation who comes closer to Mike. That's Kobe. And then you got LeBron. LeBron is like Usher to this shit. We know how great you is, bro, but you ain't them niggas. You ain't. Usher ain't Mike Jackson. And the nigga that comes close to Mike, I don't know if you him. We don't know. I don't think you him. Sorry. Duplicate everything. You don't understand that about Chris Brown? He duplicate everything about Mike. He's the only person that come close to Michael Jackson. And niggas sitting here acting like I'm tripping. No. Chris Brown is the Kobe Bryant to this shit. LeBron and Usher they're the same people. They great. Don't get that shit twisted. They are great. But they just ain't Chris Brown. They ain't Kobe. And they ain't gonna never be them Mikes. Them Mikes was different. Them Mikes was different. Michael Jackson and Michael Jackson and Michael Jordans, they was different, nigga. They the GOATs for a reason. Nobody, nigga, they different. We ain't saying somebody that came before them, that wasn't great. We ain't saying that. But those two niggas are different. They are different niggas. They are over there somewhere. And the only niggas that came close to them is Kobe and Chris Brown. They the only niggas that came close to them. To the greatness of the GOATs. Nope, not saying everybody else ain't legends and greats. But they not Michael Jackson or Jordan. And don't get that shit twisted. The only motherfuckers that ain't came close was Chris and Kobe. Listen, I'll be trying to tell y'all, man, this whole notion niggas be playing around with niggas' names. Don't do that, man. But anyway, let's move on.
Foxy's amazing.
I'll verse on this.
But you can't be mad at Rory for preferring Eve over Foxy. I don't think that that's a crazy take at all. I think there's a lot of people that might agree with him.
Like, if we're just going to play hit records.
If you're talking overall, yes, Eve overall is better than Foxy. But I don't know lyrically or as an MC. I don't know that Eve could beat her. It's a lot of them, even the Queen. It's a couple of them. I can't say that. Because Foxy got busy. Like, I think motherfuckers forget how ill Foxy was. But, you know, it is what it is.
This is actually Eve's record. Shout out to Scott Storch.
That ain't better than. That's not better than.
If you want to play features, Are you trying to play features? Like,
no, I didn't forget about Yo-Yo, but Yo-Yo ain't in the same motherfucking realm as a Foxy. No. I ain't forget about Yo-Yo. Listen. She's one of my crushes, and Yo-Yo's still fine. That woman is, and I'm on some sexual shit with her because she's one of my crushes. Oh my god, fucking Yo-Yo. Woo. Woo, that woman is fine. But no, she's not in the same realm as Foxy. Hell no. No. Foxy will smoke her ass. Let's just be real. Listen, I don't think it ain't a lot of female rappers that's fucking with Foxy lyrically. They not fucking with her. She's like that. MC lyrically, Foxy top 5. And a lot of those women y'all naming ain't top 5. This one chick she bring up, Trina. What the fuck are you talking about? She just on hit songs. She made some hit songs. Lyrically, no. She not fucking with Foxy. Stop. Trina ain't never fucking with Foxy. Stop. Foxy got busy on tracks. I don't know what they talking about. Stop disrespecting. Let's move on.
Somebody just showed up on a record. We can do that too.
You ain't play nothing better than this.
Can you play Love Is Blind?
No, I'm not gonna play Love Is Blind.
None of those songs are better than this. None of those songs are better than this. None of those songs are better than this.
My shit.
I agree.
First of all, that's not true. That's not true. That's not true. Eve got a song like that. Eve got a song like that. So, no, that's not true. Now, see, this is the thing about them versus shit, right? That's why me and my wife, we starting this shit, right? They started the verses, but we going to start our own shit. Like, yes, Eve got some shit like that. The problem is the two people they talking, she's talking about Eve and she's talking about Foxy. They had their impact, but they was never better than Kim. And that's the thing. And so we listen, at the end of the day, it's only 2 or 3 people up there as GOATs, right? You got, a lot of people like me believe Kim is the GOAT. She the GOAT, right? But overall, Kim is, for me, is probably she about second. Kim is second because I always put, like I said, I put the Queen number 2. Number 3, I'm putting Missy. Ain't nobody fucking with Missy. Overall, ain't nobody fucking with her. Like, she's that motherfucker. Seriously. Missy is that person. Right? Matter of fact, let me get my top 5 female rappers all time. All time, overall. My honest opinion, just honestly, I don't think Kim or Missy or any of these female rappers got a song bigger than Who You Calling the Bitch? UNIT. I don't think they have a song like that. They don't have a fucking song like that. You can play that song right now and women will go crazy over. And if you're a real man, you be like, UNIT, who you calling the bitch? I fucks with that song. As a man, that shit came out. That shit meant a lot to me as a man. As a young boy, I say young boy, but as a man, that shit means even more to me. I don't think none of these women that we talking about have a song like that. So the queen is the queen. She the GOAT. I'm sorry. Queen Latifah is the GOAT. To me, she's the GOAT. After that, you know, number 2, overall, is Kim. I think nobody had a bigger impact overall than Kim. Right? I believe Kim catalog is bigger than Queen. But that one song, out of all them females, even Lil' Kim, she doesn't have a song like that. She doesn't have one song. Not any of these females y'all talking about have not one song that's bigger than that. And I'm not just talking about some shit that just make you bounce, that inspire you as well. So it's different. I'm looking for some shit that can inspire you years later. Now one of these women that y'all want to put have a song like that. It's like Pac. When I tell y'all, it ain't none of these rap niggas got a song like that. They don't have one. They don't have a Tupac song. Dear Mama, they don't have that. None of them. That's why Pac is the GOAT. You don't have, and I'm not saying you don't have other songs, but you don't have a song bigger than that. That get played all year round. Just being real. Now, like I said, I put Queen as the GOAT. I put Kim second. I put Nicki third. I believe you can even put Nicki second. But, you know, I don't like Nicki Minaj. But she get busy on that fucking mic. And overall, her impact is big. But I know she stole a lot of her shit from Kim and don't give her respect. So that's why I always put Kim over her. Because you don't show proper respect to your elders. Motherfucker that did it before you wouldn't even have a style. You wouldn't even be comfortable. Nobody would sign you for the shit that you does or embrace what you does if it wasn't for Kim. So that's why I say overall Kim is bigger. So I put Kim second. I put Nicki third. Overall, you gotta put Missy. You gotta put Missy, and like I said, if you put both of their catalogs up against each other, Missy might be third instead of fourth. She might be third. Because if you did a versus on that, and I believe me and my wife, we probably will do that. Like, I don't know if Nicki can fuck with her. Missy can rap. Like, literally can rap. And she got hits. Her catalog is crazy. So, she the Busta Rhymes to this shit. So, she could be third or, she could be third or fourth. Her and Nicki, they could battle for that. 5. Woo. 5. Overall. Overall. That 5 spot fucking me up a little bit. Because I can put Eve there. Shit, I can put Cardi there. I believe that Eve is a better rapper. But overall impact, and then you gotta think about she was rapping with them niggas like that. So that's that thing. That's why I don't, you know, and then I don't want to take nothing from Cardi. Well, I was explaining this shit to my wife about Cardi ain't rap with them real motherfucking rappers shit, like them niggas that can rap. So that's what's bothering me. Like, listen, I'm gonna put Eve in that top that 5 slot. It's only because the some fact over Cardi, because me and my wife was having this conversation. I don't think that Cardi rap with the best in her era of rappers. You get what I mean? Like, we know Nicki can rap. She done rap with the best of them. So I'm not like, Nicki is certified. She gonna be top 5. She's certified. But Cardi, she ain't rap with the best. Like the best rappers. So she haven't got on them tracks with those guys. And I'm talking about male rappers. So, because that kind of stamped you a little bit. Right? When you talk about the queen and shit like that, you know, the queen is, you know, she the GOAT. Like, that's different. Because like I said, ain't a song that any of them rappers in my top 5 or below her ever got a song like that. They don't have that. I'm just being real. So with Kenny, you going off that one song. What is more impactful? Any of them songs that y'all talking about these female rappers, what is more if that motherfucking UNITY come on, listen, you know how impactful that shit is? Who you calling the bitch? Come on, man. That's the queen, man. Listen, the only person that's close to her is Kim. But I believe overall as rapping skills, I believe Kim is better. But we talking about overall. You're talking about the impact, everything. Who's more bigger than the queen? Who's more bigger than her? Nobody. You can even, sometimes you can say, oh, Kobe was more, like when you talk about Kobe, you can say, oh, when it comes to Mike, you can say, oh, nigga, and it's a fact. He's more technically better than Michael Jordan. Like he's more skilled than Michael Jordan. You can say that, but you know that he ain't better. Right? Like, we know Kim on that mic, she's better than Queen. But overall, is she bigger than him? She's more talented, but it's like you got more skills, but is she better than the Queen? No. She's not better than the Queen. I'm sorry. She's not. Overall, the Queen had way more impact. Way more. And just because you got women, like, you think about the impact, right? Like, I know we live in a generation where women think it's okay to be hypersexual and all that other shit. You know, that came from Kim and other motherfuckers, Nicki and all them. But understand with a song like fucking UNITY, like, who you calling the bitch? Like, that shit can bring women together. That's how I look at a lot of that shit. That overall shit. Everybody can be a whore. All the women can fuck with some hoe shit. Get sexual on some shit, right? Like, that's easy to do. But do you have in your fucking catalog a song that embrace women to be good women? None of them have that. Queen Latifah has that. You can name any one of them. They don't have a song like that. Shit, she did the shit with Brandy and all that shit. All them, all them. Like, yo, Queen Latifah is a fucking GOAT, bro. She's the GOAT of this shit. She's the GOAT. She's Michael and them. Like, you know what I mean? She Jordan and all them. Like, she's that motherfucker. Like, Queen is Queen, man. Don't disrespect Queen like that. Like, and I'm sick of that shit talking about the greatest female rapper. No, it's Queen. None of you motherfuckers don't have. I don't give a fuck about your catalog to a certain extent, right? Do you have a song that can fuck with that fucking song in your whole catalog? You have a whole catalog. Can your you name any of your songs can fuck with UNITY? You can't. None of them females rappers that y'all love and say, oh, they got this big catalog, but they can't fuck with that one song. Just that one song. Or even come close to it. It's not in their catalog that come close to it. Trying to tell y'all, man. Leave comments, hit that like button. We'll be right back. All right, people, I'm out. Leave comments, hit that like button, support your boys, your boy, Mr. OBF. Peace and love to the world.